welcome back to the One Sweet Kitchen. The video I'm going to upload today is Moroccan lamb meatballs. Delicious, spicy, cheap, filling, what more can I say? I'm going to cook enough for 9 portions, but the video was too long to fit on one. So the couscous part I had to put on a separate video, so I hope you'll bear with me and let's get cooking. Right, Moroccan lamb meatballs. Here we've got 2 pounds of minced lamb for the meatballs, 4 ounces of white breadcrumbs, a medium onion, very finely chopped, some salt, about a teaspoonful, about a teaspoonful of black pepper, and a beaten egg to bind it all together with. Now for the spices, I've got 3 fat garlic cloves, finely chopped, the grated rind of 1 lemon. Here I've got a teaspoonful of ginger, a teaspoonful of cinnamon and half a teaspoonful of turmeric. In this one I've got 2 teaspoonfuls of cumin and half a teaspoonful of cayenne pepper. Sorry, that's paprika. I've got 4 tablespoonfuls of oil, cooking oil, which I'm going to put in the frying pan. A tin of chickpeas, drained and rinsed. Another medium onion, coarsely chopped. A tin of tomatoes, chopped. 2 teaspoonfuls of sugar and 2 ounces of dried apricots, which I've chopped and I'm soaking them in warm water. So that's the ingredients. Also I've got some flour for rolling the meatballs in before I fry them. So we'll put these on one side and we'll get on with the meatballs. Come to those later. So the main thing I'm going to do with this is give it a good old mix. The reason I make meatballs is because lamb is quite expensive and it's quite fatty, so even if you buy the cubed lamb, there's a lot of trimming off to be done. So if you can make them into meatballs, you get more for your money somehow. You're still getting the taste of the lamb, but you're not paying the expensive price. Once this is all mixed, I'm going to roll it into small meatballs and then I'm going to fry them in the frying pan to brown them all over before we put them in the pot with the sauce. Right, just using wet hands, I've taken golf ball sized pieces of the mix and just rolled them like that to make the meatball shapes. That's made 27 meatballs, so I reckon that's about 9 portions. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to dip them in the flour just lightly and fry them in the frying pan. I want to brown them all over before I add them to the pot. Right, the meatballs are now sizzling away in the pan. I've coated all the others in flour. This is the laborious part of the process, where you to brown all the meatballs all over. And you can't crowd the pan or they don't brown properly. So you've just got to be a little bit patient here. Just turn them all over. I've got 9 in the pan, so it's going to take me 3 sessions to brown all these meatballs. But once they're all in the pot with the sauce, you can just leave them then for about 2 hours to cook. So I reckon this stage will probably take about 20 minutes. So I'll come back to you then when they're all nicely browned. Right, the meatballs are all brown now. So popping them into a oven-proof dish. So I've just left a little in the pan. I'm going to pop in the onions, the garlic, stir those for a couple of minutes until they start to soften. I'm going to add in the spices now. Paprika, cumin, cinnamon, ginger and turmeric, and the sugar. This is when you start to smell some serious spiciness. Very exotic it smells. I want to cook those for 30 seconds or so. Then I'm adding in the apricots with the liquid and the tomatoes. And maybe a cup of water. Just to rinse out the dish. Give it all a good old mix. It smells wonderful. I'm just sprinkling over the chickpeas into the casserole dish with the meatballs. And I've got the oven set at 180 centigrade, which is 350 Fahrenheit, approximately gas mark 4. Pop in the lemon. So I'm going to pour this over the meatballs now, and then off it goes in the oven for about 2 hours. If the liquid gets low, we'll top it up with a little bit of water. Don't want it to dry out. In fact, I'll just rinse the pan out with a little water. Don't want to lose any of these flavours. When this comes out of the oven, I'm going to serve some of it up with couscous, and then I shall leave the rest of it to cool, and I'll freeze some of it for another day. Now then, how about that? Fantastic. Right, I'm just going to serve up 3 meatballs as a serving. Some of this wonderful sauce. Now, can't wait to get my chops around that. So there you go, Moroccan lamb meatballs, less than £1 a portion, and it is nice, tasty, delicious and wholesome and filling. What more can you say? If you like this recipe, pass my link on to a friend or friends, as many as possible please. I hope you have a go at this lovely recipe because it is absolutely gorgeous, and I will see you later. Bye.